Hello everybody, it's been a while. Today we have a commander game between Uyo, Zedruu, Mizzix, and Daghatar. Uyo's gonna start us off, and he plays a Halimar Depths. Daghatar's turn. He plays a Swamp, and then a Soul Ring. Mizzix's turn. Mizzix plays a Vivid Crag. Zedruu's turn, and he plays a Vivid Meadow. Uyo's turn. He plays an island and passes. Daghatar plays a Plains, then brings in his commander. He passes. Mizzix plays an island and passes. Zedruu plays an island, then plays a Boros Signet. He passes, while Uyo cycles a Lonely Sandbar. Uyo puts down an island, then plays Seagate Oracle. Daghatar's turn. He plays a forest, then plays Murak Nightblade. He then swings Daghatar at Zedruu for commander damage. On Mizzix's turn, Mizzix plays a mountain. He then plays an Izzet Keyroom and passes. Zedruu plays a Mindstone. He then bounces an island back to hand to play Azorius Chancery. He then passes. Uyo plays an island and passes. Daghatar cycles a Slippery Karst at the end of Uyo's turn. Daghatar plays a Swamp, followed by a Tuskguard Captain, and finally an Aniok Bondkin. He then swings Daghatar at Uyo, who blocks with Seagate Oracle and takes 1 trampling damage. On his turn, Mizzix plays a Vivid Creek. He then plays a Morph, and passes. Zedruu plays a Mountain. He then brings in his commander. And finally, he plays a Bazaar Trader, and passes. Uyo plays an island. He then plays Gigantoplasm as a copy of Daghatar. Daghatar plays Forest for turn. Daghatar outlasts the Bondkin, the Nightblade, and the Captain. He then swings Daghatar at Mizzix for 4 commander damage. Mizzix plays a Temple of the False God for his land. He then plays a Seal of the Guild Pact, naming red and blue. He brings out his commander, and then passes. Zedruu plays an island, then plays a Bronze Bombshell. He then taps the Bazaar Trader to give the Bombshell to Daghatar, which sacrifices it and deals 7 damage to him. At the end of Zedruu's turn, Uyo increases the base power and toughness of the Gigantoplasm to 1. Uyo plays an island for turn. He then brings in his commander and passes. Daghatar plays Plains. He then uses Daghatar's ability twice to move 2 counters from the Gigantoplasm onto Daghatar. Daghatar then swings everything at Zedruu, dealing 15 damage. Mizzix's turn. Mizzix plays an island, then plays Jace's Archivist, then passes. Zedruu plays an Azorius Guildmage, followed by a Sphere of Safety. He passes. Uyo plays an island, and then passes. Daghatar moves a counter from the Gigantoplasm to Mizzix. He then plays Brave the Sands. He outlasts the Tuskguard Captain and the Nightblade. He then swings the Bondkin at Mizzix for 3 damage, and Daghatar at Uyo, who blocks with the Gigantoplasm, increasing the base power toughness to take no damage. At the end of Daghatar's turn, Mizzix uses Firemind's Foresight. Uyo copies it. Both of them search for a Brainstorm and a Psych Rift. Mizzix searches for a Dominate, while Uyo searches for a Fated Infatuation. Mizzix uses Brainstorm. He passes. Zedruu plays a Switcheroo, switching Bizarre Trader and Daghatar. In response, he taps Bizarre Trader to give Sphere of Safety to Uyo. At the end of Zedruu's turn, Uyo uses Brainstorm. Uyo plays an island for turn. He then plays a Ponder. Uyo chooses not to shuffle his deck. He then plays Phyrexian Metamorph as Jace's Archivist. He then swings Uyo at Daghatar for 4 damage. He passes. Daghatar swings the Nightblade at Uyo for 4 damage. At the end of Daghatar's turn, Mizzix dominates the Phyrexian Metamorph. Mizzix plays a Mountain for turn. He then plays Pull from the Deep to get Firemind's Foresight back. He then plays Firemind's Foresight again. He goes for a Bluster Squall, a Counterspell, and a Stroke of Genius. Zedruu's Commander triggers on his upkeep, drawing 2 cards and gaining 2 life. Zedruu plays a Cinder Giant. He then uses Zedruu to give it to Daghatar. Daghatar returns the Cinder Giant using Bizarre Trader. Uyo's turn. Uyo plays an island. He passes. Daghatar plays an Experiment 1, then gives it to Uyo using Bizarre Trader. He then swings at Uyo with a Nightblade and the Captain, dealing 8 damage. End of turn, Mizzix plays Stroke of Genius, drawing 6 cards. Uyo copies it. Mizzix plays a Mercurial Chemister. He bounces the Zoetic Caverns back to hand to play Is It Boilerworks. He plays 2 more Morphs, and then passes. Zedruu's Commander triggers on his upkeep, drawing 2 cards and gaining 2 life. He casts Journey to Nowhere on Tuskart Captain, exiling it, then gives it to Uyo using Zedruu. He passes. Uyo plays a Reliquary Tower, then a Dreamstone Hedron. He then plays a Sky Diamond. He passes. Daghatar plays an Into the Wilds, but Zedruu rewinds it. Daghatar outlasts the Aniok Bonkin and passes. Mizzix plays a Terramorphic Expanse. Mizzix plays a Temporal Trespass, followed by a Rite of the Raging Storm. He then uses the Chemister to draw 2 cards. He then cracks the Expanse to search for an island. Turn 2. Mizzix casts Blatant Thievery, taking Daghatar, Sphere of Safety, and Murak Nightblade. He then uses the Chemister to draw 2 more cards. Mizzix then swings the Phyrexian Metamorph and the Latent Rager at Daghatar. He passes. Zedruu gives the Cinder Giant to Mizzix using Zedruu's ability. Zedruu triggers for 3, gaining 3 life and drawing 3 cards. He plays an island for turn. followed by Swiftfoot Boots. He then equips the boots to Zedruu. Zedruu casts Return to Dust. Mizzix counters by megamorphing Stratus Dancer. Zedruu swings the Lightning Rager at Daghatar for 5 and then passes. Uyo plays an island for turn. Uyo plays an overloaded Cyclonic Rift. Mizzix casts Comet Storm in response, targeting Experiment 1 and the Antioch Bondkin. Feat of Resistance from Daghatar, and Uyo regenerates Experiment 1 in response. Uyo then copies the Lightning Rager, scrying 2, and ticking up Experiment 1. Uyo then swings Uyo and the Lightning Rager at Mizzix for 9 damage. Daghatar plays a Temple of Plenty for turn. He replays his Soul Ring. He then recasts Daghatar from his hand, followed by the Antioch Bondkin. He passes. Mizzix casts his commander from hand, followed by Zoetic Cavern for a land for turn. He then plays 2 morphs and passes. Zedruu plays Plains for turn. He then casts his commander again, followed by Boros Signet, followed by Mindstone. He then plays Swiftfoot Boots and equips them to Zedruu again. On his turn, Uyo plays, surprise, an island. He then plays a Diluvian Primordial, casting Feat of Resistance and Blatant Thievery. Mizzix counters the Blatant Thievery using Stratus Dancer. He then plays Switcheroo, switching Mizzix with Bizarre Trader, followed by Distant Memories, searching for Commandeer. Mizzix chooses for him to draw 3 cards. Uyo then swings his commander and the Experiment 1 at Mizzix for 7 damage. He passes. At the end of Uyo's turn, Mizzix Cyclonic Rifts his commander back. Daghatar plays a Swamp. He then tries to remove 2 counters from the Experiment 1. Uyo regenerates it in response. Warden of the First Tree comes down. He then swings Daghatar at Mizzix, who blocks with the Stratus Dancer. On his turn, Mizzix drops his commander back in. Mizzix overloads a Vandal Blast. Daghatar gives his Soul Ring to Mizzix in response using the Bizarre Trader. Mizzix then flips up a Jeering Instigator, taking the Diluvian Primordial. He then swings the Instigator and the Primordial at Uyo for 7 damage. Zedruu triggers twice on his turn, drawing 2 cards and gaining 2 life. Zedruu plays a Thought Vessel, followed by Vivid Crag. He then plays Banishing Light on Daghatar, sending him back to the command zone. He then gives the Banishing Light to Uyo. He plays an island for turn. He then plays a Morph. Uyo attacks Mizzix with his commander and the Diluvian Primordial, but Mizzix redirects it using Illusionist's Gambit. Uyo attacks Zedruu for 9 and passes. Daghatar plays a Jungle Hollow, followed by his commander. He then plays Brave the Sands and passes. Mizzix plays his own Soul Ring. He drops a Mercurial Chemister, followed by a Rider of the Raging Storm. Next, he drops an Izzet Kiru, followed by a Reigns of Power. Uyo counters with a Keru Spell Snatcher. Mizzix passes. Zedruu triggers 3 times on his upkeep, gaining 3 life and drawing 3 cards. He plays a Mountain for turn. He then plays a Steel Golem and gives it to Mizzix. He then plays a Kazul, Tyrant of the Cliffs, and passes. Uyo plays an island for turn. He Time Warps, followed by playing a Mercurial Pretender as a Diluvian Primordial. He plays Return to Dust, destroying both of Mizzix's Soul Rings, followed by Windfall. He then attacks Zedruu with the Lightning Rager and Mizzix with everything else. Uyo's second turn, he plays an island. Then a Merchant Scroll for an Aetherize. Then a Disciple of the Ring. He then swings lethal damage at Mizzix in the air. Daghatar's turn. Daghatar plays a Plains. He then drops a Corpse Jack Menace. He then plays Solitary Heroes, putting a ton of counters on Daghatar, and passes. On his upkeep, Zedruu triggers 3 times, drawing 3 cards and gaining 3 life. He plays a Plains. He then drops a Paradox Haze, a Windborn Muse, and a Propaganda. He then plays a Commander Sphere and passes. Uyo drops an Archaeomancer, getting back Cyclonic Rift. He then overloads it. This returns the Tuskard Captain to Daghatar's field. He then swings for Exact on Zedruu, followed by 6 damage on Daghatar. On Daghatar's turn, he drops the Corpse Jack Menace again. He then plays Sunbringer's Touch on the Tuskard Captain, putting a ridiculous amount of counters on it. He then plays the Anir Bondkin. He then swings at Uyo with the Tuskard Captain, who can't block all the damage, winning Daghatar the game.